Boris Johnson says coronavirus is worst public health crisis for a generation. Speaking at a press conference after an emergency COBRA meeting, the British Prime Minister said, "We have all got to be clear, this is the worst public health crisis for a generation. Some people compare it to seasonal flu. Alas, that is not right. Due to the lack of immunity, this disease is more dangerous. It is going to spread further, and I must level with you, I must level with the British public, many more families are going to lose loved ones before their time." UK moves from contain to delay phase. Scotland's First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, pre-empted Boris Johnson's press briefing, holding her own earlier in the day and announcing the move to the next phase. In advice echoed by Johnson at the later briefing, she said that people with a fever or a persistent cough should stay at home for 7 days. FTSE 100 suffers worst day since 1987. Britain's FTSE 100 experienced its biggest one-day loss since October 1987, and its second worst day ever. Investors appeared to be pricing in the economic costs of both a serious pandemic and dwindling faith in policymakers to prevent it. Health expert brands UK's response to pandemic as pathetic. Professor John Ashton, a leading public health expert, launched a withering attack on the government's handling of the outbreak. He said ministers were behaving like 19th-century colonialists playing a 5-day game of cricket. Ashton believes the government's response lacks transparency and offers too little too late. Ireland announces school closures. Irish authorities said that from 6 p.m. on Thursday, schools, universities and childcare facilities would be shut in an effort to delay the spread of coronavirus. Northern Ireland, however, is remaining aligned to UK policy and not ordering school closures. Electoral Commission recommends local elections be postponed. Elections are scheduled to be held on Thursday, 7 May for about 118 English local councils, 8 directly elected mayors in England, and 40 police and crime commissioners in England and Wales. The Commission said it had written to the government recommending they be postponed because of growing risks to the delivery of the polls. Death toll in Italy passes 1,000. The death toll in Italy rose by 189 to 1,016, an increase of 23%, in the last 24 hours, the Civil Protection Agency said on Thursday. The total number of confirmed cases in Italy, the European country hardest hit by the virus, rose to 15,113 from 12,462, an increase of 21.7%. Venezuela cancels flights from Europe and Colombia. President Nicolas Maduro said in a televised statement that mass gatherings were also banned. No cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed by the government in Venezuela, and Maduro described the measures as preventative, though observers say that testing capabilities are well under par. Public health experts have said the country's collapsing health system is not ready to handle any outbreak. EU condemns Donald Trump's travel ban. The presidents of the European Commission and European Council defended Europe's record in managing the pandemic and sharply criticized the White House for its failure to consult its allies. Travelers scrambled to rebook flights after the U.S. president imposed sweeping restrictions on travel from the passport-free Schengen zone. Canadian Prime Minister goes into self-isolation. Justin Trudeau is in self-isolation as his wife undergoes tests for coronavirus following a trip to the UK. The Prime Minister's office said Sophie Grégoire Trudeau began showing mild flu-like symptoms, including a minor fever, after returning from London. She and her husband have been tested for the virus.